this is going to be my first time reading the manga of JJK, and I'm pretty excited because I heard this is the most peak time to even read it. This is like when the Sukuna Gojo fight happens. Like, I don't know anything what happened. Gojo's still alive to me, like. So we're going to dive in this chapter. We're going to start with chapter 181. That's literally the chapter to start right after the season ends of season 3. All right, in the beginning of this chapter, we see a sheet of paper with a guy's name, Charles Bernard. He looked like he's signing up for an application for like a shonen jump, like a manga. In the caption, someone says, I wonder if he brought a manga submission. He's a foreigner, that's unusual. Then the chapter goes back to Yuta, and he was fighting that girl, Rai, I think it was. She tells him how he's reaching his limit, and all he says, I seen it in sorcerers, cursed spirits, and strong fighters all gets driven over the edge by the same thing. Overwhelming aggression that blinds them to every single thing else, like a calamity. And in the back, we see a Sukuna. This is the first time I've ever seen Sukuna in this form. Yuta and Yor are having like a moment on the ground where he's talking about how he's sparing an opponent's life, that there's no benefit for it. And he's also surprised that Rai, the girl with the wind, is still alive. And that blast that must have been, his blast that he attacked her with must have been weakened after he did his domain expansion. And Yor talks about like how she kept bringing something up, like was it a love coral or something? And then Yuta says he couldn't tell her anything without it being a slap to her face because he's blessed. And I think he's referring to like the strength differences between them two. And he says, oh really, as Yuta stands up and says, give me your points. As that thing pops up, he said, without that rule, would you have killed us? He says, maybe. He said, you better thank be grateful for my comrade. It was Itadori who's the one that got him to make that rule. Now Yuta has 190 points. I think that's like close to the top. Now the scene cuts back to this building. The first sentence is, what makes a person a manga creator? Is there official certification? Then we see this guy sitting on top of the desk as another person is reading his work. And he says that his Japanese is really good. And the manga guy starts reading over his art, and he gives some credit, some criticism about the chapter, like is it comedy, is it horror, because it's like going all over the place, and it's not that good or strong enough of a plot to have that many different genres in it. And he talks about his artwork, how no finger bends that way, and then he proceeds to grab that dude's hand and bend it the same way that's in the manga, like breaking the dude's finger. As he's yelling at the guy, now it's just like my manga. If it realism that you want, then watch live action movies or look at photographs. And then we see the name Culling Game player Charles Bernard. He's furious at this manga artist guy and walks out the building asking the question, what exactly is a manga creator? And as for the answer, we see Hikari in the same frame as him, and he asks him, do you know? And Hikari responds, nope. And these guys are in a Ferris wheel. Somehow the electricity still works. And I'm wondering why they're in a Ferris wheel together. And I guess Hikari only scoped this place out because he was going to bring a girl over there. But Charles had a different response. Because he's like, you think that Tokyo's going to recover after this? And he talked about how he's the exact opposite. Like, he came here to glaze upon the end of it all. Ever since Cursed Spirits has flooded Tokyo, creators and art editors are giving up. And how he used to have so much respect for them and their works. And then he asked Hikari a favor. Give me a reason to fight. He talked about how the reasoning for the Cully games are too dark, but he needs a battle that give readers something positive. And he basically begs Hikari to make him hate him so much that he would kill him. Off the bat, Hikari's like, you're a manga creator, right? He said, I wouldn't read your manga if you begged me to. I don't want your gloomy disposition to affect me. And he told him to quit his whining and fight him, calling him creepy. As the dude gets pissed and said, why would you say such a mean thing? Hikari is so funny, bro. Off script, just say, all right, bro, you a manga creator? He just starts flaming him.